Well, good evening and welcome to a brand new episode of Monday Night Therapy. And I'm glad that you all are here because we need some therapy tonight. Welcome, Fred.
Hello. How's
Welcome,
everybody
everyone.
doing?
Oh, well, I'm actually doing good, other than my heart is breaking for our beloved number 15.
Mm, yeah, it was a bad break on that fibula there.
Yeah.
Uh, the whole hip drop tackle thing isn't great. I mean, you can see why they don't have it in the NFL. Uh, Puts a guy in a dangerous spot. Yeah, that was hard to watch.
From behind
Mm,
and getting all tangled up. I mean, that's just, oh, it's so horrible. I think I've watched it probably 10 times. It's horrible every time.
well, see, that's where you got to just not do that. I've seen it 3 times, and that was plenty. I that was rough. I didn't think it was the fibula. I thought it was his ankle from the watching
Yeah.
the game and everything. But then I can see how it works, but yeah, that sucks.
Well, all right. I mean, at first, my first instinct was, all right, who the heck is this Cameron Crawford guy? Write down his number. Look up his address. No, I'm kidding.
I was
I'm
gonna say you
kidding.
probably found all of his social media and
Oh,
doxed him, and we'll
and
probably never see the poor guy again.
here's
But
here's the worst part of it all. After he does that to Dylan, he gets up and he's doing this kind of dance. Oh, that makes me so mad when they do that. Oh, I
yeah,
hate that. That's
yeah,
that's that made it even feel worse.
yeah. I mean, maybe he didn't know that he'd hurt him as badly as he did, but
Yeah.
they celebrate. That's football. Yeah, the whole thing was just. And why he got sacked? Did he hold it too long? Is he used to? Is it the line? I mean, it's regardless. I kind of feel like we're lucky to get him to this point in the season in one piece, actually, just the way things have been. So it's tough. He'll come back from it. He's got that bone structure that you talk about all the time, so that'll
Yeah.
help.
It will. He taped it on the sidelines. I know you and I were texting during the game because you could see what was going on that sideline very easily on
Mm.
television, and I couldn't see what he was doing. But you said he kept walking back and forth, kind of like a little bit of a hobble sometimes, and I guess they taped it.
Yeah, and Rule had said, if you doubt his toughness, he goes, he was taping it up, ready to come in. Didn't even realize it was broken. I mean, that's probably adrenaline too. You're in there and you don't want to come out, but yeah, he was. I thought he might still come back at some point, but yeah. So
He
your
put his
hero, he's tough, Minnie. He's tough. We'll give him his
He
flowers
is.
tonight.
He's the toughest guy that I've seen ever. He, um, he put his helmet back on.
No, he did. No, it was. I'm wondering if it was the fibula, if it's like a hairline fracture type of thing or something. I'm not sure, but regardless,
It needs
he's going in
surgery.
for surgery. Yeah, yeah.
I was reading about it because now I need to know how
Well,
how
TSD was
bad
talking about it last night. He's got some knowledge on the type
who?
of fracture and stuff. If you want to read that,
Where? Oh,
906.
okay. Is this it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi guys. Hi TSD. He says Dylan has a partial fracture, not a true fracture, or he would collapse on his first step. He would need a tibial nail surgery. This is a fracture 10 to 12 weeks. He will be good. Plus, from what I was reading, this type of injury is not necessarily a weight bearing injury. So, like, it's not going to affect, he could walk on it. That's why he could walk on it because it's not
Mm.
his main bone, it's a smaller bone next to that. And it's rare that this type of fracture actually even happens. It's usually only caused by blunt force and usually in, you know, with that, with athletics. So, we're
Yeah.
lucky this
So
is all that he's gotten so far.
it sounds like it's one of those things where out of the worst possible scenarios, you got the best type of break or fracture. There's different levels of all that stuff. So very fortunate there because if it would have been another kind, I think he could have been out like 9 months or something. I'd heard. I'm not a medical person, but I've heard different things about fibula stuff, and I was hoping it wouldn't be the other one because I would get into next season. Like literally August. So yeah.
Yeah, no, we can't have him down for that. Okay, we've already got a couple of super chats. This
No.
is so nice. Cade Peterson gave us 4.99. He said "M- penny, but I know he meant mini. I met you at the top of berries with Connor. Super sad we didn't get the dub. Vibes were too high that day, not to. They were so high. Like I okay, there was okay, we'll come back to that. The vibes on Saturday were insanity. Everybody was dressed out for the blackout. You saw it on television.
Yeah.
And, there was a lot of people wondering whether or not there was going to be some holdouts. If there were, I did not even see them at all. I could not believe how many people just really got behind the entire team and just embraced this.
Were they handing out like black shirts or anything to people in the crowd, or was it just mostly people were coming dressed in black and that was that?
Yeah, that was
Nice.
that.
I
Yeah.
was surprised because I thought there'd be definite pockets or areas where you would see them. I'm sure people did, but it was impressive. It was an impressive spectacle on TV. And then when it got dark, everybody was holding up their lights and the black balloons, like several people said. It was impressive. I'm the OG doubter that you've said, and I don't like change, but I enjoyed it. And once a year, I think it would be cool. So yeah, hopefully we do it against a team that sucks, so then we can win and everybody enjoys the vibes. But yeah,
Here's the thing. Okay, before we move on to the next comment, we were winning, and this happened with Dylan. We were winning. We had this game in hand. When that happened to Dylan, I think the coaches kind of like lost a step. I think the team certainly lost a step because there was no break. We just had to keep going. And it was
mm,
kind of like, whoa, what just happened? Even in the stadium, people were really unclear as to, okay, is Dylan hurt? Is he coming back? What? I mean, nobody knew. We just kind of thought, that it was just something that he's lost his helmet before and he'd come right back. So it was so confusing, and I really do believe that he's such a strong leader and such a strong part of the offense that that's really what did it.
yeah, it did. I mean, there was a lot of time, but honestly, I mean, we lost, but past teams would have like really, really fallen apart, like
Yeah,
with the loss of somebody so important. So for the team to, stay right in there and yeah, but it's the next man up. You gotta get it done. We can't, sit and wait. And Lateef did as good as he could do. The backups never get as many reps during the week. That's just how it is. So it's like that kind of exacerbates the situation where he's got to come in there and just go,
yeah.
national TV and blackout game, and people are going nuts. So it's tough for him to come in and just do what he had to do. And then that fourth down play, but we can talk about all that. But I was interested in the spectacle because I'd heard different reports. I'd heard some people said it wasn't as loud or as electric as others, and others said it was really loud. And so I've heard like both accounts. So I wasn't,
Okay, you could hear it on television. I rewatched it. The airing of the game. You could hear it on television, how loud it was. It was loud. I lost my voice. I'm barely getting it back right now. It was so loud and so much fun. I think it was one of the most beautiful things I've seen in college football. Just the heart that I mean, every fan there just got behind it, and the USC fans were fantastic. They actually they really love Nebraska. They don't hate us, and it was really nice to kinda meet so many nice USC fans, and we all kinda shared our hatred about towards Colorado, which was fun.
I didn't realize they hated Colorado as much as we did. That's
Mhm.
interesting.
They do.
Well, they were in the conference with them for a little bit, so yeah, I guess. But it's not hard to hate Colorado, so
They
I could
make it
find
too
some
easy.
kinship there with the USC fans.
They do, they make it too easy. Okay, oh, we got another one from Cade Peterson. That is thank you, Cade, and it was so nice to meet you. I loved this weekend. I met so many people. It was so much fun, and hanging out with people like Cade, it was a blast. He says, "Many" is this the same one?
I think he just corrected himself, so he did
Oh,
a second super chat because he called you Penny by
Penny.
accident or
That's
maybe
okay.
autocorrect.
Hey,
Yeah.
I answer to anything.
Uh,
Anyways, thank you so
Nice.
much, and then Doreen had to hold down the fort yesterday, for the ladies of college football because I was traveling all day. I had a connection flight because I got, I was going to the game and I figured it out too late, so I had to connect in Houston, and it was like 6 hours flying time total
Ooh.
from Arizona. It was a long day.
Yeah, that is a long day.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but
Well, you're
thanks,
back
Doreen.
home now, so
I'm
that's good.
home. Yeah, in short sleeve weather. Okay, so here's the fun part of my trip. I get to Lincoln and I get off the plane. Well, you guys know, I pack the night before. I leave at 5 I wake up at 5 a.m. Friday morning, and I'm sure I have this thing figured out. I'm like, "Yeah, it'll be 40 degrees. I know what cold is." I ski. I certainly know I've been around cold weather before. I get off the plane on Friday and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, if it is this cold, I cannot go to the game." There's no way I could sit through a 3-hour football game in that kind of weather. But the good news is I was like, I came from, what was it, 85 degrees the day before. So did USC. So I knew that they weren't packing for that kind of weather either. And so uh, I went to Shields and I got myself a beautiful, like, long parka coat that it's all feather, and Shields is fantastic. It's my new favorite Husker place. They have
They have a lot of
everything there.
stuff. Yeah, it's a huge. You went to the one in Lincoln, I
The one
assume, or
in
the one in
Omaha.
Omaha. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 'cause that's
Yeah.
where, we flew in, and then, we met some friends and went to a steakhouse at a casino?
Oh, you probably I don't ever go to any casinos. They all have restaurants over there. I
It was fun.
I
It
keep
was
my money
actually
in the state, but no,
Yeah,
that's
it was in
cool.
Iowa. It was right across the
Yeah.
border. And then, went to Shields. Shields was fantastic. I loved it, and they had exactly what I needed, so I was happy.
Did
And
you ride the
then
Ferris wheel?
mm, I didn't know, but I
Oh,
love that. They have the best, like, huge Herbie Husker. That's the best. But I did take a picture of myself. They had this, like, football player that you can get behind and kinda have your face speaking out. I'll show you guys on Thursday. It was fun. It was actually one of the best trips. It was, like, short, but, fast going. But Saturday when I woke up, it was cold Friday when I got to Omaha. It was freezing. I open up my curtains and I look out the window, and it is just gray clouds and gloom, and I'm like, "Is it gonna snow today?" I look at the weather forecast, it says 40 degrees, but feels like 28. 28 degrees? Are you kidding me?
yeah. That feels like thing is nonsense. I don't know why they come up with that. It's 40 degrees. It's 40 degrees. It wasn't
Mm-mm.
that bad. I was out back
Yeah,
with a
it
hoodie
was.
and shorts on watching it on my TV.
It
It was
was then. It was in the morning. Anyways, it was so cold, Fred. I've never been that cold, ever, 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 ever. Bone cold.
hmm.
So I had to nix my fun outfit that you guys know I planned and put on every item of clothing I brought.
Oh yeah, you were gonna dress like one of the bullies from Karate Kid, weren't you?
Yes,
That's
I
right.
had my whole skull costume all figured out, and I don't know what the heck I was thinking. There's absolutely no way I could make it in cold weather in that. I put on 5 shirts.
Yeah. Well, you're not used to it, so we'll give you a pass on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just a regular fall day here. So
Yeah, it was oh gosh, but you're right. It
like,
did clear up. It was nicer, during the day. It did get better, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's still cold. So I was glad I had my parka and my 5 shirts on. But it was so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna take some comments. Yeah, everyone's like, "Okay, wear layers, Minnie." Um, "Oh, way I am." Star says, "I need a counseling session." I do too. I do too. Sweep sweep the leg, Minnie. Oh my goodness. This is you
kind of
guys,
bring it
this
on yourself.
so the first time I saw it on television, the first time in the stadium, I didn't really see it well.
You're not going to see it there. No.
No, you're not.
Mm-mm.
But on television, they do the slow-mo, and then you can rewind. But the first time I saw it, I screamed.
I thought I heard something. That was it. Okay.
That was
Yeah.
it, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was, sorry you had to see that, but that's part of the game. Next man up. And now Jerry Morrow said it last week. Lateef, you said don't say his name, but now we kind of have to.
We will be saying a lot
Hmm.
of that name lately. That's it. That's where it was, Warhorse Casino in Omaha. That was
Oh,
that was a good place.
no, you
Was
were
it?
literally right down the street from me.
No.
Didn't even know.
Next time, I'm gonna have my Fred radar on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I sensed a disturbance in the force, but I thought it could have been any
Mhm.
number of things. I didn't realize that you were about 8 minutes away from our house.
I can't believe it. I'm so
Huh.
bummed.
I've yet to
Okay.
go to the War Horse. I got to give it a try.
It was so good. The, steakhouse that we went to was excellent. Oh my goodness.
Hmm. Interesting.
Okay, so do you see any comments here that I'm missing? I know I missed a ton already.
Oh, I think
Charles
we're all
Hollett
right.
says the D did their job, but the O in the second half without Dylan or plan B game plan. And well, there you have it. I think that sums it up perfectly. At
There
least
was,
from my
yeah, some sketch play calling. Somebody else earlier said a little. Matney said sus. I think Jerry might have called it out too, like the long field goal attempt. But then again, I know a lot of times we complain when Rule goes for it on fourth and we don't get it. So what do you want? But like the guys talked about it last night, and I've seen other people talk about like sometimes it's either situational awareness or it just seems like he called the timeout to argue with the refs about a no call. Like I that's
oh,
Pelini stuff, like so I
that
don't know if he's
also
getting too into it. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, I have a little concern though going forward.
That timeout that he called was also after Dylan was injured, right?
I
And
believe so, yeah.
yeah, it was because of all the confusion on the field. It was the most confusing thing. I can't even it's hard to explain, but it was just such a confusing time that 3rd quarter where, between when Dylan was injured and I think we had what did we have after that? We had, yeah, they did a flicker. They did that
Mhm.
trick play, like, it was so confusing, and they did that on purpose. That was the perfect play call by Lincoln Riley to really throw us off our game, right? Usually
Take
something like that doesn't.
advantage take
Yeah,
advantage of the disarray.
yeah.
I mean, it's a great ploy. Lily's just falling asleep on my leg here, gotta move
Hi,
him.
Lily.
But yeah, I mean, they capitalized, that's what a good team does, and
Mhm.
they're a decent team, and that's what I think. I don't know if it was the Prangley when he was on Thursday. He said basically USC just had to do what they do and they should win. Where Nebraska would have to play a little above and beyond and play really well for 4 quarters in order to win. And the injury and the inability to stop the run. I mean, we stopped the pass. I mean, God, the guy was like 9 of 23, Maava. That's phenomenal
That was
considering we don't
really
have a
good.
great pass rush, so it's like it's yeah, it's a quizzical way to lose. Like it's strange because it seems like again one of these games we should have just had and injury hurt and kind of some sketchy things going on with the way we ran the game and just wasn't meant to be.
I'm going to show this comment. I don't know what Tedrick's comment was, but Aaron Rostovsky is 100% right. He says Lateef didn't know the 2-minute offensive play calls. He had to huddle to call plays. Not only that, he hadn't been put in the situation like this. I mean, we've been
Mhm.
talking about it all season long. How, there's a lot of people who've been calling for TJ Lateef to be put in because they saw him do so well when, we were told we were in the fourth quarter against Houston Christian and then against Akron,
And
but he was
that's
never.
basically it, right? Like
Yeah,
he's not had a lot of real time on the field, so
right.
tough road to go in there against USC, at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I
Yes.
agree with Matt. Yeah, I was more upset over Minnesota loss too.
Well, the Minnesota loss was what was the sucker punch for all of us.
Mhm.
And quite honestly, I mean, we we were gonna pull this out. We were on our way. There's no doubt in my mind that we were going to pull this out if Dylan wouldn't have got hurt. Even with Elijah Pritchett being pulled out. I
Yeah,
truly
him
believe that.
being hurt. Yeah, I mean, that was and Jerry said it too. It's kinda like that '94 K-State game where we were down to our 3rd quarterback, and we kinda just had to run the ball over and over again in order to win back then. But again, the difference was the lines. Back in the day, we could get away with that. Now it was too much disarray. Time has eased it for me a little bit. Like I was frustrated with it in the moment. I think I was frustrated because we got our guy hurt. Uh, you know, partially again due to a thin and anemic offensive line, and he might have held the ball too long. But again, it's a matter of coordination for the whole offense. And yeah, that Minnesota was worse than this because this team is better than Minnesota.
Yeah.
And we were right there. So it's just galling, like to lose that type, and then this one, and it's just like yeah,
This was a big one because of Dylan getting injured. We lost our footing in Minnesota because maybe it's because of the traveling, maybe it's because we didn't take the game so seriously, but we lost our footing there. And anytime you give up any sort of edge in this game, it's giving it's basically giving up the game. It's
yeah.
really hard to get it back. But once Dylan was injured and pulled out and that disarray, that gave them an edge, and boy, did they pounce on it.
It was close, and it's the same deal. John had said it, and a lot of us said it. This is football for the most part now. There's enough parity, and there's enough. Everybody has enough dudes that it's a lot of games are just going to be close, and if it's razor thin with that type of a situation where the starter gets hurt, make a mistake, we run the play, and Lateef and EJ's, I think their knees hit each other when he fell down on that 4th and 1. I watched that one a bunch of times because I wanted to see if a foot was stepped on an ankle. I think literally their knees hit at the last second, and that caused Johnson to fall. Killed us, It just absolutely killed us. So yeah, it's like I just I don't know. It just sucks to lose that close one again, and on a big night when everybody's in town and the whole thing. It's like just can't just can't fathom it. I wish we could, get over the hump with this stuff.
You know, I I wrote it in the description for the stream. And I really do think that it is going to be beneficial going forward. I mean, our our fan base has, this set expectation, right? We all said 8 wins minimum. Well, we got to 6. We made it to a bowl game. Our injured quarterback, or we have our injured starting 5-star quarterback. Now we have to start our freshman quarterback who's great, right? But
Hmm.
teams haven't seen him. They don't have any video on him, and I think the pressure is slightly off from, at least from the fan base, right? Going into these next 3 games. And I think we might end up getting pleasantly surprised. I mean, worst case scenario, we don't win a game going forward and we still go to a bowl game.
Yeah. Would you be happy with that?
Um, as long
Just
as I
couldn't.
can see some progress on what we've been doing, which it did seem that every time before Dylan was out, every time their offense was up, we had 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. We were holding them. We were holding USC's or offense.
Mhm.
It was working.
Yeah, it's head scratching the way, and again with Johnson with the yardage that he has, it just doesn't seem like it just because everything has been such a struggle. It's just a very strange, strange year in general. Just, but that's again, that's kind of Husker football right now. Good
Jerry.
for you, Jerry.
Oh my gosh.
That's the spirit we need behind the Huskers right there.
Yeah.
That type of enthusiasm.
Tucker the cat says Emmett Johnson, second in the nation in
Yes,
rushing. There you go. Let's
phenomenal.
let's
Yeah,
have him continue that. Yeah. Wow, that progress is amazing. From what he was what, 3rd string last year? Did he
yeah.
even play? Hardly?
He played, but it wasn't. It just he's another level. I mean, sometimes people say he does too many jump cuts in the backfield, but my God, he has to sometimes. He's got linebackers flying at him. You got to get out of the way. Like, see, he's made more out of nothing than a running back. To me, he's the best running back we've had, and everybody will probably come up with somebody different. But since Divine Azigbo, that one season, he was really good. And from that point on, we just haven't had a consistent running threat that is, that has done as much as this dude has with as little as he's got. Like, we got the interior line blocks for him. The tackles are a mash unit, so it's like it's just enough. Yeah, he's lighting it up. It's a pleasant surprise. I Not that I thought he wouldn't do anything great, but it's way above and beyond.
It is. I love watching him spin and twist and reach and do all these, like, we knew he could juke pretty good,
Easy,
but
man. You're
just
gonna hurt yourself.
I'm loving it. I do. I love watching him. He's he's creative, that's for sure. Okay, so Husker Chuck says we will likely be underdogs for the next 3 games. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Which is good, right? We want to.
Ideally, people won't see us coming. But the thing is, even when we're underdogs, I do not know what it is. People still just play lights out and play their A game against us. I don't know if it's because they just want to beat the brand at this point, but it's like we never have anybody that seems like they come in and give a half-assed effort. Everybody wants to murder us. So it's like we could be the underdog, but they still want to kick our ass. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could help. And again, you'd said it in the lead up to the show, not having a lot of film on Lateef might help. I hope to God we incorporate some form of zone read so that we can actually use that speed or run him on a bootleg. Or I think we tried one quarterback draw with him. So just something like that, you know. It could be a whole new dimension because, you love your Dylan, but Dylan wasn't going to scamper for anything more than 15 yards.
I love my Dylan. Hey, he did run twice before he was out.
No, that's true.
Way
You
I
can
am
call it running.
star. Yeah. Way I am star wants to know what was the score when Dylan went out? He had 90 yards passing. What are we talking about here? Offense was dead in tracks without EJ. This was the most painful loss to me. Defense played awesome. Okay, the score when Dylan went out was 6 USC, Huskers 14.
Yeah,
Then they did that flea flicker trick play, and they got as well as they scored 2 and made the score 14-14.
yeah. It's again, it's and then somebody's. I think Rostovsky had said something to the effect of we protected our pass defense numbers by playing shitty against the run. I mean, it kind of felt like that. Like we just keep giving up these big chunk plays, and it's just it is. Oh, it's Jackson. Hey, Jackson, tell the people at Publix to talk about Corn Nation or whatever store you
Yeah.
go. Or Kroger. Kroger. It's Kroger. I'm sorry. Got me off track, Jackson. But yeah, like we just keep giving up the big chunk plays, and I don't understand why. By now we should have it figured out. Something. Put a guy there. Scheme something. It's brutal.
Dave's here says fix the offensive line would fix the running game, and the running game fixes Nebraska.
Boom.
Well, yeah, when you have so many injuries like we have had on our offensive line, it makes it difficult because Turner Corcoran, I don't care what anyone says about him. The dude has done everything that every position on the offensive line. He's our Swiss Army knife. I know everyone's going to say, "Well, I wish we had a different Swiss Army knife." But he's
I do.
he's it. He's it. And he switched from right tackle. He was our third starting right tackle this season for this game. Then he
Hmm.
went to left tackle because Elijah got out, because Gunnar Gatula is also out, because, all these injuries are happening, so
Hmm.
I'm just
No,
grateful
it's
that we have all these backups. They may not be, as developed as we would like, but we have them, and we're gonna have a lot more coming up because there's so many young guys. I mean, I think Matt Rule was asked today, "Who's the backup after, Turner or Elijah?" And I think he said Preston Tamau, or I think that's how you say his name. The guy from, Hawaii?
yeah, yep.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
Hmm.
So that's where we are.
That's where they are, and it's we got to develop people though, and that's kind of been the problem. Like, and I'm going to die on this hill, and a lot of people will agree. It's like we just haven't seen it. Corcoran can play good here and there, but he's been here for 6 years. It's like just do better, like, but we haven't fostered that. We haven't cultivated the depth. We had Teddy out there, that poor dude, not last week, but week before, the guy's got knee braces on, multiple surgeries, and he's starting, and that's great for him because it shows he's tough. But if that's the best option we have, then again, you got to question what they're doing to cultivate any form of depth or get somebody else ready or get people that are just better overall players in there. I'd never doubt a guy like TJ. I mean, or Prohaska. I mean, full disclosure, he's had multiple surgeries. I tore my hamstring a month ago helping my nephew get ready for a wrestling team, and I didn't wrestling match, and I didn't think I was going to walk again. Like I was like, and I'm just a regular person. I couldn't imagine going out there against a Big Ten defense every week like Teddy had to do with two fucked up knees. That's brutal. Like and he's a warrior to do it. But ideally, you could use him as a backup, as experienced depth, and have somebody better. And we're just not doing it. It's rough. I'm preaching, Dana. I'm doing it. I'm getting on my pulpit.
Hell yeah.
Where is Grant Bricks, by the way? What
Hell
happened
yeah.
to him?
Get on your pulpit. He is coming up. He's Putting on these guys need to put on weight. They need to go through there's a process to the offensive line. So, I'm gonna just say this. Peterson says, "How much do you think the week of preparing to be the starter will help Lateef?" I have to say, I think this week is going to be huge. And I know you make fun of me when I use that word huge because I put a big
Huge,
emphasis
guys.
on it.
It's
It's gonna be
huge.
huge, and let
It
me tell you why.
just made Willie move a little bit. He woke up. So that's
Sorry,
anyways, yeah.
Willie. I'm sorry, but it's gonna be huge, baby.
He's okay.
Um, so the thing is that stadium was so loud, okay? And you have the helmet on, and you have the radio and the play calling, and you have Dana standing right next to, I always forget our quarterback coach's name. I
Thomas.
know I know it. Thomas.
Yep.
Glenn Thomas,
Glenn
thank
Thomas.
you.
Yep.
Yeah, you have him standing right there, and they're, like, going down their list of what Glenn knows that TJ knows that we can call on this particular they're coordinating with each other to make sure, and then they're calling it, and TJ has to put it into action. How do you even know TJ heard the right call? Or how do you even know that, it's getting across that way? So I think this week, that this preparation this week is going to be huge because of that.
Huge, guys. It's
It's
huge.
gonna be huge. Just watch.
No, it
Alright.
will help. I mean, obviously, to have a whole week to get ready. I mean, people said different things in the chat about him not maybe knowing some of the 2-minute drill stuff. And that's why he had to huddle. There's a lot of things, but honestly, and it's tough sledding to go in there with a freshman quarterback like that. But also, the staff needs to not be in this state of shock and awe. Like they're like, "Oh shit, what are we gonna do?" It's like I don't know. I would have still hoped that they would add a little bit something better for him, better just in case something happened. And it was just kind of a discombobulated mess. And the offense wasn't lighting up. Dylan was having an okay day. We were running the ball well enough. It was a slugfest of a game. But losing our starter pretty much, cooked us, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Dylan has more heart than any Husker player I've seen in a very long time. Not that it's a competition. I'm just saying the fact that, he chose to come to Nebraska, he wanted to make it great again. He puts that first above everything. He puts the program first. He pours everything into it. Um, and even now, he wanted to travel with the team, but they won't let him because he's having surgery. He's doing everything he can to help TJ Lateef get ready and be there, be supportive when he should be really taking care of himself. It's just it to me that kind of heart, and I don't know if anyone is religious here, but just his faith that he puts first and says, God has a plan. And he knows that, ultimately the decision will pay off. I think it's amazing. I love that he is that kind of leader, and yeah, I can't wait for him to get back, but in the
No,
meantime,
he's all in. I mean, I'll give him that. He's been all in. He's recruiting other players. He's a great ambassador to the program. So I have no doubt in his desire to get back in there and get rolling again. And he'll do what he can for TJ. And it's that shows him a level of maturity that a lot of guys probably wouldn't have. So again, I appreciate all of that about him. Just need to protect the guy and get him into positions to succeed a little bit better.
yeah. Well, I don't know what is going on over there in chat, but it's interesting that you guys even have a conversation about Rule over Franklin or Franklin over Rule and anything about Penn State, because I'm pretty sure that was all of that was squashed last week.
Yeah, that's over. I didn't see it either. Um, yeah, I don't know. I I mean, honestly, if you're just looking at raw numbers, Rule wouldn't look better just because of the wins against ranked opponents and all that stuff. There's more. holistic things at play and building a program and running a program. But Rule also has only been, 3 years, 3 years, so it's like you kind of don't know what's going to happen after that third year. Whereas Franklin was fairly consistent. He struggled against ranked teams. Who doesn't? But Rule's sample is such as he was building programs from the bottom up. So a lot of times he was in a worse position to play the ranked teams. So most likely he is going to get beat.
Mhm.
Whereas here, though, we've had a few shots and we've been right there. So it's like, what is the next step that needs to be taken to get those wins? We're doing better this year with the grit and the determination and not shit in the bed in the games that are ugly. Like last year, we would find a way to lose. The year before, we'd find a way to lose. During frost
Mhm.
time, of course, we found a way to lose. So we've had that incremental improvement where we can somehow snag those wins in those games where it looks like it's falling apart. But now it's like do it at the next level where you get the team that is better than you and you beat them. We still need to do that.
Yeah, we will. And that's exactly what Matt Rule said today.
That's
You're
true.
right. Yeah. And I like what David Matney says. He says, to be fair, Rule inherited a hot mess, which is, yeah, as he said it at my favorite, it would not be a show without me mentioning where I was this summer.
Hey
Big
guys,
Ten Media.
Minnie went to the Big Ten Media Days. I don't know if you'd heard.
Thank you.
Maybe just put it up in your name, like over there. Like
Maybe
just
I
have
can
it.
just, yeah, put it
Yeah,
as like my
good.
avatar, just
There you
like
go.
that is what I'm gonna do. But he said that coming to Nebraska was not a good job before he took it because it was a mess. It was a fixer upper. It's like a mansion with good bones, he said, that has not been painted in several years, has some broken windows, some broken doors.
Broken
But
dreams, broken promises,
exactly.
broken hearts.
Exactly.
I could
But
go on and on. I've been into the whole thing.
he saw promise, and you know what's amazing about him? I know everybody wants to say he's a salesman, whatever. The salesman or not, he got a whole lot of people to believe just like he believes. And not just coaches and other players to buy in. He's gotten other media people. He's on the Pat McAfee show every week. He's he's doing amazing things all in the name of Nebraska. So can we please give the guy some props? This is a hard job.
I'll give him props because he's playing the game by the rules that are out there now, where you do have to be more public facing and the cool kid stuff, going on the McAfee show, having a podcast, all that stuff. It is good, but then when you're kind of making quizzical play calls or there's deficiencies that just aren't getting addressed. I mean, last year he was all over it. Like we got to this point last season, shit was hitting the fan, and boom, we had Holgerson in here. We were doing all, they brought in Phil Snow. They were doing all this stuff to right the ship. And it shows that he has the alacrity to get things done quickly when he needs to. But when you lose, it's like, why are you fucking around on a podcast when you could be, working with your offensive line? Like, but I get it. It's the exposure, it's the clicks, and it gets the recruits excited because, oh, he's on the cool show. He's on McAfee on ESPN. I think he's on every Thursday or two. I forget. He's on like all the time. But and like Jerry Morrow says, you do have to be a salesman, and he's a good salesman, and he's building it in the right. In he's the right person for it right now. Frost wasn't. Riley wasn't. Rule gets how the game works right now, and that's what he's doing to bring us back. That's true. You
And
can't practice 16 hours a day, Rostovsky, but still, you live in the real world like I do. If a guy's on TV fucking around, granted he's building our brand, there's always going to be somebody that says, well, you could be doing something else, to improve your team. Just saying, it's never a good look, when we have extraneous things, but then we lose.
okay, it may not be a good look, but in this day and age in NIL, you have got to hustle. You've got to bring more eyes to your program. than another team. Otherwise, you have no chance of getting those good players. You have no chance of getting a good offensive line. Why do you
Hmm.
think it's been so difficult for us to have a good offensive line? NIL.
And the offensive line coach is substandard. Is that part of it too?
Well, like I said last week or the week before, that has yet to be proven because he has not had a chance to show the guys that he's actually brought in and developed from the beginning. He said in July, we're talking about Dylan Raiola, our offensive
Mhm.
line coach. He said in July, keep watering the bamboo. Do you know what that means? That means that you just keep at it no matter day in and day out. It takes a long time for bamboo to grow, but it grows, I don't know, super tall. But
Okay.
that's what
I
that means,
mean, and
okay?
if we were running you know, a garden center, that's a great analogy, but yeah,
There's a
yeah,
book where the analogy makes sense.
I'll I'll
Don't
I'll
quote
look
me.
it
You
up.
guys
I'll
know
look it up after the show, Minnie. I'll look it
I
up after
always
the
mess up metaphors. I always do that, but it made sense at the time.
My question is this, though. If there is no change in how it grows huge, it's huge, Dana Williams, it's huge.
Thank you very much.
So, yep, bamboo breaks and Dylan gets sacked. That's true. But my question to you is, and people in the chat, if we go into next season with absolutely zero change to how the offensive line is being coached, will you feel good about the season? Will you be excited? You
I'm
already answered the
I'm
pause.
going I needed to take a breath after that, okay? If we I'll tell you what. I have faith going forward that what Matt Rule is doing is working. I have faith that he knows who's the best offensive line coach, way better than I do. I have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. Neither does anyone here. We just have speculation, but I can show you that it takes time to develop an offensive line when you're choosing guys that do need development, that need to add 20 pounds of muscle.
Okay. I just can't see it. And I don't follow everybody out on the internet, but like I listen to Carricker, I listen to Zadiska. Zadiska especially is pretty harsh on this. Not harsh, harsh, but like doesn't see improvement, and that's where I'm struggling with it. I just don't see anything that gives me hope that after all this time, and this seems to be a bit of a thing we've had each year, we've kind of have one position group get smacked with injuries. Rules first year it was receivers and quarterback. Well, not even really, but we just didn't know what we were doing. Then it was running back, now and offensive line, and again now it's offensive line. It's like
Don't forget special teams is in there.
and special teams, but we Ecklerize the special teams, and now that's the thing we don't have to worry about. Like I don't sit on the edge of my seat wondering how it's going to fall apart when our special teams hit the field because Eckler's got that shit locked down. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So it's like I want that same feeling when our offensive line trots out there and we don't go from 1st and 10 to 3rd and 37 from the red zone. Oh, look, it's Greg.
Look
Hey,
at
Greg, you missed many talk about going to Big 12 media days. So there's
Big
that. Big
10.
10,
Big
whatever it is. I
10.
don't care anymore. Doesn't matter.
Very different conference. Actually, Big 12's doing pretty good.
I saw Cincinnati got roughed up by Utah, though,
They
right?
did.
That's too
They
bad.
did.
I was kind of just that was like my unofficial secondary team. Is like I was wanting Cincinnati to just keep on trucking along, and but
Yeah.
Utah's good though. Utah,
Utah's good.
the coach
Utah's
is really
good.
good. There was talk years ago about that guy possibly getting the job here, and I wouldn't have minded that. He's
Hmm.
pretty good.
Oh, how do you like this? Rostovsky with a little insight. Tennessee is unhappy with David Sanders. Maybe he will be heading here in the portal next year. Hey, we still have that tie. We still have that connection. I would be loving life if David Sanders ended up here.
Is that Colonel Sanders' kid? What is
No,
he?
that's the kid
Defensive
from
lineman?
that's Dylan's one of Dylan's good friends that we tried to get to come to Nebraska that we just couldn't make it happen. Like he Dylan actually did this huge thing. I keep using the word huge. That's my word for the night. I don't know. And
It's gonna be like Pee Wee's Playhouse. You say it the 50th time, and like lights and sirens are gonna go off. I think so.
only people of a certain age know who Pee Wee Herman is. Do you
I
know
bet
that?
most everybody in that chat knows. We're not
That's
talking
so
to
funny.
Zennials over here.
Yeah, but it's I don't whatever happened to Pee Wee?
He's dead. He died like a year ago, I
Oh my
think.
gosh, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shoot. All right, what does it say?
R.I.P. Paul Rubens.
Oh, oh my gosh. Way I Am Star says it pisses me off that certain positions have zero improvement. Also pisses me off that no one has helped DR with his terrible feet and no long ball threat. Love the kid, but he has been enabled. What? What?
Ooh,
What the heck
run
are
way
you?
I am. Minnie's gonna slash your tires good.
Okay.
The one thing I can say to that a little bit, and I don't know how much credence it has, but it felt like there's kind of like this committee of people that works with Dylan. Like in the off season, he's with Mahomes and Mahomes quarterback coach, and then he's got Glenn Thomas. Then he's also got Dana. So sometimes it's like too many cooks in the kitchen. Like if he's in the middle of the game and shit's hitting the fan, is he thinking about what Glenn Thomas says about how his feet should be, or is he thinking about Mahomes' trainer or his personal chef or what? Like I'm just curious. Like at some point, if there's too much going on, too many voices. I don't really see it. I don't see it as way I am says he's terrible feet and he can throw a long ball. His feet are all right. I think sometimes he'd be served better by getting out of there because he has too much confidence to the point that he's willing to go down with the ship. That's going to get him killed.
Yeah. He's he do, I'm glad you answered it like that. The only thing I'm going to say to Mr. Way I Am Star is um Dylan has been coached by the best of the best quarterbacks, coaches. He has knowledge beyond somebody his age. He knows what he's doing. And I think that it's just a matter of working it all out with the game plan in place, with the players in place that we need. That's what's been really holding us back is everybody needs to be on the same page at the same time. Did you know that Dylan used to actually practice with Lincoln Riley when he was
No,
living here in Phoenix? He would go over to USC because like Lincoln Riley is the quarterback whisperer, and he used to practice with him too.
no. Well, hopefully he didn't whisper anything bad to make him play like shit. Ooh, Greg says TJ has a better arm. Ooh, Greg, you done did it. You're going to get it on Thursday.
I know he doesn't mean it. He's just trying to egg me on.
I think he does. I'm waiting for him to say that we need to go with Harburg, though. That'll
I know.
that'll be the
That's
piece
gonna
of
be
the taunt.
next. Hey. So what does he say? TJ has the better arm, but our pass pro doesn't allow any time to air the ball out. Hmm.
It's a mixture. It's been a mixture all season. It hasn't just been the line. It hasn't just been Dylan holding it too long. It's there have been receivers maybe not getting open, but sometimes they get open and he's not seeing them because he's worried about getting snowed under by the rush. Like it's against good teams. It's it's been a struggle. Against the weak teams, we've rolled them. Oh, Greg means it. Man, Greg woke up and chose violence today.
He doesn't really need
Oh,
it.
Jerry Morrow says that Lincoln Riley could go to Florida. Huh. That's an interesting.
He's not going to Florida.
They would like him there though. They like
He's
a
not going.
gimmicky type of ball coach. They might like that down there until he, you know, doesn't win, 12 games in a row or something, then they fire him.
Yeah, Fred
Oh,
definitely is a mixture. He's a good mixture, and
mixture
I'm
of
so
what?
glad he's here. He's also a great co-host, so leave him alone, Greg.
Yeah, Greg. Jeez. Way to yuck my yum. I'm sure Minnie's kept track. It's got to be almost some form of anniversary for me now. 8 straight shows or something. But
Hey,
yeah.
you've done good. I am so happy that you're here with me. You make it way fun. Okay, so next on the agenda, we have UCLA at the Rose Bowl
Hmm.
in sunny California. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm trying
I
to get there.
Oh, you're gonna go to another game. Wow, look at you.
You know what?
Really, it's close for you, you
It's
know.
close. It's only a 5, like, almost 6-hour drive, and my new car does self-drive, so I don't know. It's really kind of dumb not to go, and it's a night game, another night game.
They're 2-point favorites against us, and that doesn't sound too off. Other than getting murdered by Indiana, they kind of came on after they fired the head coach. Um, I hope we can somehow kick their quarterback's ass just because I don't like that guy, just because of all the, you know, back and forth with the money that he wanted. Somebody else had said too, gosh, I can't remember where, but they said that's actually a pretty good road game for TJ to start because it's not exactly like we're going into Penn State with, a raucous crowd. It's like it'll be three quarters full, if that, for a night game, and probably a quarter of that's going to be our fans.
I think it's gonna be a good showing. I really do. I was looking at available tickets today, and it's about what it looked like for USC, and USC was sold out in Lincoln. It
What are
was
tickets
full.
there? Do they like surge price them since we're coming to town, or is it relatively affordable?
Yeah, it is. Around 150, 200. It's really not bad at
Mm.
all. Yeah. Um, but I would love to see a game in the Rose Bowl. So
No, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd like to do that too at some point. I don't know. I don't know where they are as far as injury wise or whatnot, but they found their footing after firing Foster. They got that Neuheisel kid coaching the offense, which just
love him.
sickens me because anybody associated with Rick Neuheisel just makes me. Oh, you weren't
Are you
around back
kidding?
in the day, Minnie. You don't know.
I
We
don't
can
know.
educate
Tell
you.
me.
We'll educate you on Thursday.
Okay.
We just got tired of hearing about Rick Neuheisel when he coached Colorado, and he was going to be the next big coach in the Big Eight, and he was going to take over. And Tom Osborne's time had passed, and blah blah blah. And he played a banjo, and he went river rafting with his team, and he took them bowling, and he had a pro wrestler come through the crowd, and
Played a
a
banjo.
bunch of gimmicky bullshit. And he ended up leaving there and going to UCLA and going to Washington, all over the place, and just meh. But now his son looks like Prince Valiant is the new Captain America, apparently, and they all love him. I don't know. I hope they crash and burn. I hope we wreck their fucking night. So yeah,
Oh my gosh. Are you serious? And okay.
very
Don't you
serious.
don't you okay, but Tim Skipper is the interim head coach,
He seems cool. I don't mind that
right?
guy.
He
Yeah, he's
does.
fine.
All right, so we'll give him a break for Tim Skipper's sake.
I won't, but that's okay.
Of course, I wouldn't expect any less from you. Oh my
Nope.
gosh. And I also think that Jerry Neuheisel is really kind of yeah, he's pretty fantastic. What did you say he looked like?
Prince Valiant. He just got the long flowing hair. He's just such a pretty man. Yeah,
He
I don't
is
know.
a pretty boy. He
He
is.
won't be pretty. He won't be pretty no more after Saturday.
Ooh, I like that. Hey, if we win on Saturday, that will give us 7 wins, and it's a likelihood that we would go to a bowl game probably here in Phoenix.
Ooh,
I know, and
interesting.
you know what that means.
You'll be there too, and you'll take your lanyard and try and get behind the scenes access.
No.
You went to Big Ten Media Days?
Well, I would definitely be there too, but thank you for bringing up the Big Ten Media Days. No, I will be throwing a party
Oh.
here.
Oh,
So
that's
let's
right. Yeah, you said you're gonna throw a party on Thursday. You said that, and we're all supposed to
I've
show
been
up, and
saying that for over a year.
man, I don't
I
know if
just want to
Diamond
throw
Dave
a
was
party.
ready for all of us to show up in your guys' backyard.
I just want to throw a party for all my Husker friends. That would
Ah,
be a lot of fun.
it'd be something. I'd try and make it, see if I could get away.
Yeah. Well, good. Yes, you need to.
I do. I need
Okay.
a vacation.
Let's see. Is there any other comments that I've missed?
Ah, nothing else. Oh, Diamond Dave
What does he
said he
say?
took the buff players skiing. Didn't turn out so well for injuries. He's talking about Rick Neuheisel, not the son. Yeah, Skippy is what we called him. Yeah, Skippy Neuheisel.
Skippy Neuheisel. I love
Oh,
this.
David Matney has a serious question before we wind it down today.
Okay. David Matney says, Minnie, serious question. How much time should Donovan Raiola be given? How much is enough time? I say another year because, like I had pointed out in my graph that I spent so much time on that nobody really paid any attention to, he needs another year
I
to
did, Minnie.
show
I
the
paid
development.
attention to it. I
Thank
just
you.
dismissed it, but I paid attention.
Thank you.
So
One,
one more year, Matney.
yeah,
So let's clip that, remember it, and get your pitchforks ready, and we'll meet at the town square.
I guess
Ooh,
they're
Mike
they're
Corgan, bamboo goes fast. So, oof, interesting.
grows fast and strong. It does not
Well,
break, Jerry. I'm gonna look up what book he was talking about, and I'll have it ready for you guys on Thursday.
I
We're not giving him, "Oh, yes, okay, so sorry." Let's see here. Caden, super chat. Halloween was boring this week of college football sack. No, it wasn't boring. Halloween was fantastic. Just ask all the kids that came trick or treating in my neighborhood. They had a ball. We have hundreds of kids. Did you have hundreds of kids?
no, nobody really went anywhere in our neighborhood. Yeah, we had no activity.
Maybe because it was so cold.
No, it could be. It wasn't. I mean, I saw like a small group just before dusk go through, but yeah, it was pretty slow in our neighborhood. Ooh, Greg,
What?
choosing violence again.
What did he
One
do?
one more year of Donovan could be catastrophic for this football team. Ooh,
It won't be.
everybody turn in Thursday because one of Minnie or Greg is probably just going to get murdered live on air. So
Mhm.
it'll
Yeah,
be interesting
Greg.
to see how that shakes out. Oof, God, that's a lot of man. That bamboo took on a life of its own. Bamboo gives panda bears chronic obesity. Dang.
Really? It does not. You guys are really bad. I think that
Maybe that's
on
why
the
Dylan's so fat.
no, he's not. And
He's
by the
big boned.
way, it's probably because of his very strong Polynesian bones that it wasn't a more serious break. So I mean, I'm
Very
grateful
lucky.
for that.
Yes,
And
we really are.
we will end the show on that tonight. Thank you so
Sounds
much,
good,
Fred,
man.
for being here and everybody
Definitely.
in chat. And hopefully we'll see you again on Thursday. And yeah, go Big Red.
See you, everybody.